Chasing justice. Get out the vote.
I'm Kareem Hinton. I'm an organizer here in the city of Cleveland. And did you know in 1955 there was a black man by the name of Lamar Smith who was murdered on the steps of the City Hall in Brookhaven, Mississippi. He was murdered because as a voting rights activist, advocating for the rights of blacks to be able to vote and registering them and helping them to vote on this particular day, election day in fact, he was helping blacks and he was murdered on those steps in front of other citizens, more notably white citizens and a sheriff. Since blacks weren't necessarily allowed to testify against whites, the whites refused to testify or give any evidence, so therefore no one was ever convicted for his murder. I tell that particular story not just because of what folks have been through in regards to voting and to really make note of his bravery and his good service as a voting rights activist and also a World War I veteran. But Lamar Smith and his murder really illustrates how folks don't want us to be able to exercise our right. And I bring that up and compare it and contrast it with what we see going on today with voter suppression. How in 2016 we had 816 less polling places in areas where there are higher concentrations of black people. There are higher restrictions in regards to identification at polling places, and in those places where the court said that they should be a little bit more lax, where people can actually bring in other forms of ID and bills, you still have people at the polling places using strict regulations, and all of this in an effort to keep blacks from exercising their votes, the long lines, etc., and which was discouraging to voters. Many people found themselves going home or going back to work. And so what I really want folks to focus on in regards to this is that if you don't really have that much faith in the electoral process in elections, understand that they're not trying to suppress your vote for nothing. There are things we can do, and we can empower ourselves through voting, and hopefully folks will not only educate themselves on who and what they're voting on, but also try to organize and come together and bring out other folks to vote so that we can be a powerful voting bloc like we see other organizations and people what they are, because we're something else, and it's time that we realize it and make other folks realize it as far as being a powerful force in this country. And hopefully folks will get out and vote, exercise that right, and we can make some impacts, because if we don't, things are only going to get worse.
Meet Mr. Lamar Smith, August 13th, 1955, Brookhaven, Mississippi. On August 13th, Mr. Smith was at the courthouse helping other black voters to fill out absentee ballots. They were afraid of being exposed to violence at the polls. They wanted to vote. On this day, Mr. Lamar Smith was shot to death in the front of the courthouse in Brookhaven, Lincoln County at around 10 a.m. No one has ever paid for his death.